this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very nearby this. He was not really off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figures of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed bettered expectation than you must expect of me to tell you how.
He hath an uncle here in Messina, will be very much glad.
I have already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him. Even so much that joy could not show itself modest enough without a badge of bitterness.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so washed. How much better is it to weep at joy than to joy at weeping?
I pray you, has Signor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There is none such in the army of any sort.
What is he that you asked for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, well, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
He set up his bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid at the flight, and my uncle's fool, reading the challenge, subscribed for Cupid and challenged him at the bird fold. I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Senior Benedict too much, but he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victuals, and he hath hoped to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier, too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady, but what is it?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtue.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. One for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There's a kind of merry war betwixt Senior Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with one. So if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it as a difference between himself and his horse. For it is all the wealth he hath left to be known a reasonable creature. I pray you, who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his faith as but the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But who is his companion now? Is there no young squarer who will make voyage of him to the devil?
He's most often in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he hath got the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere he hath cured.
Oh, I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approaching.
Good Signor Leonato, are you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides, and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. Ah, I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
I would doubt, sir, that you asked her.
Senior Benedict, no, for then were you a child.
You have it full, Benedict. We may guess by this what you are, being a man. Truly the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonato were her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders, for all Messina is like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die when she hath such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself herself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Well, then is courtesy a turncoat. But it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a provincial suitor. I thank God, and my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I would rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue in so good a continuer, but keep your way, in God's name I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonato. Signor Claudio and Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at the least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from the heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I'm not of many words, but I thank you.
Please at your grace. Leonardo?
Your hand, Leonato, we go together.
Benedict! Did thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do for my simple, true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom as a professed tyrant to their sex?
No. I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why? Faith. Methinks she too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, too little for a great praise. Only this commendation can I afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome. And being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
That thing is dying in sport! I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Could the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and the case to put it into. What? Speak you this with a sad brow? Or do you play the flouting jack to tell us Cupid is a good hair finder and Vulcan a rare carpenter? Come, in what key shall a man take you to go in the song?
In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked upon.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. Now there's her cousin, and were she not possessed with a fury, exceeds her in beauty as much as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I have sworn the contrary. If Hera would be my wife.
Is't come to this. Hath not the world one man, but he will wear his cap with suspicion? Shall I never see a bachelor of 60 again? Go to with faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Oh, look, Don Pedro returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonato?
Ooh, I would your grace constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
Ah, you hear this, Count Claudio? I can be as secret as a dumb man, I would have you think so, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Now that's your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
This were so, so were done.
Well, like the old tale, my lord, it is not so, no, it was not so, but God forbid, indeed, it should be so.
If my passion change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
When by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
And I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou was ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
I never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have a recheat winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle for an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. Because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any, I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with hunger, or with sickness, my lord, not with love. Prove that ever I lose more blood with love than I can get again with drinking. Pick out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen and hang me at the door of a brothel house for the sign of blind Cupid.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, thou will prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me. And he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Well, as time may try, in time even the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted, and in such great letters as they write, "Here is a good horse to hire," let them signify under my sign, "Here you may find Benedict, the married man."
If this should ever happen, thou wouldst be horn mad.
Nay, if Cupid had not spent all his quiver in Venice, thou will quake for this shortly.
Well, look for an earthquake, too, then.
You'll temporize with the hour. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonato's. Commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you
To the tuition of God, from my house, if I had it.
The 6th of July, your loving friend Benedict.
Nay, mock not. The body of your discourse is sometimes guarded with fragments, the guards of which are but slightly basted on neither. Ere you flout old ends any further, examine your conscience. And so I leave you.
My liege, your highness may now do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Has Leonardo any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh. My lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked on her with a soldier's eye. That liked but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and the war thoughts have left their places vacant. And into the rooms come thronging soft, delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love, fair hero, cherish it, and I will break with her, and with her father, and thou shalt have her. Was not to this end that thou began to twist so fine a story.
Well, how sweetly you do minister to love, that knows love's grief by his complexion. But lest my liking might too sudden seem, I would have salved it with a longer treatise.
What need the bridge much broader than the flood? The fairest grant is the necessity. Look what will serve is fit. 'Tis once thou lovest, and I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we'll have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair hero I am Claudio. And in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after her father will I break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
How now, brother? Where's my cousin, your son? Have you provided this music?
Oh, he is very busy about it. Brother, I can tell you strange news that you yet dreamt not of.
Are they good?
As if Van Stanton. They have a good cover. They show well outward. The Prince and Count Claudio, walking in a thick bleached alley of mine orchard, were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The Prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in a dance, and if he found her accordant, take the present time by the top and instantly break with you of it.
Hath the fellow any wit that told you this?
A good sharp fellow. I'll send for him and question him yourself.
No, no. We will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter withal, that she might be the better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Let's go tell her of it.
My lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds, and therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
Not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being, as thou sayest, thou art born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, claw no man in his humour.
Yea, she must not make the full show of this, till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath ta'en you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame a season for your own harvest.
I'd rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. It better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from anyone. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, yet it must not be denied but that I am a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a claw. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am. Seek not to alter me.
You make no use of your discontent.
I make all use of it, for it is it only. Who comes here? What news, Borachio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonardo, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is it for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Marry, it is your brother's right hand.
Ooh, the most exquisite Claudio.
Even he.
Proper squire. And who, which way looks he?
Marion Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonardo.
A very forward march chick. How came you to this?
Being entertained for a perfumer as I was smoking a musty room, comes me the prince and Claudio, hand in hand in sad conference. I whipped me behind the heiress, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him anyway, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
Halt! To the death, my lord!
Let us to the great supper. And cheers the greater that I am subdued. With the copra in my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
I will wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
Oh, I saw him not.
How tawdry that gentleman looks. I never got to see him, but I'm heartburn an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man who were made just in the midway between him and Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing. The other too like my lady's eldest son, ever more tattling.
Then half Senior Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy and Senior Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man could win any woman in the world, if he could get her good will.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Oh, too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God sending that way. For to say God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed, he sends none.
So by being too cursed, God will send you no horn.
Just if he sent me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woollen.
We may light on a husband that hath no beard.
And what should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman. He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And if he be more than a youth, then he is not for me. And if he be less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore, I will even take sixpence in earnest of the bear herd and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell.
Nay, but to the gate. And there will the devil meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head and say, get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. And here's no place for you maids. So deliver I up my apes and away to St. Peter. For the heavens, he shows me where the bachelors sit, and there live we merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make courtesy and say, Father, as it please you. And yet for all that, cousin, let it be a handsome fellow, or else make another courtesy and say, Father, as it please me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not until God make man of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered by a piece of valiant dust, to make account of her life to a clod of wayward marl? No, uncle, I'll none. Adam's sons are my brethren, and truly I hold it a sin to match in my kindred.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you be not moved in good time. If the prince be too important, tell him there is measure in everything, and so dance out the answer. For hear me through. Wooing, wedding, and repenting is, as a Scotch jig, a measure and a syncopace. The first suit comes hot and hasty as a Scotch jig, and full as fantastical. The wedding, mannerly modest as a measure, full of state and ancientry. And then comes repentance, and on his bad legs falls faster and faster to a syncopace until he sink into his grave.
Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
The revelers are ready. Brother, make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company,
I may say so when I please.
and when please you to say so.
When I like your favor, for God defend the lute should be like the case.
My visor is Philemon's roof, within the house is Jove.
Why then your visor should be thatched.
Speak low if you speak love.
Well, I would you did like me.
So would not I for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities.
Oh, which is one?
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better. The heroes may cry, Amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer, clerk.
No more words, the clerk has answered.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Antonio.
Oh, and a word I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
True, I counterfeit him.
You could never do him so ill well unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down. You are he. You are he.
And a word I am not.
Come, come. Do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to, Mom. You are he.
Graces will appear, and there's an end.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are.
Not now.
That I was disdainful, that I had my good wit of the 100 merry tales. Well, 'twas Signor Benedict that said so.
Oh, what's he?
Sure you know him well enough.
Well, not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and they beat him. I'm sure that he's in the fleet. I would that he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. He'll but break a comparison or two upon me, which, peradventure not marked or not laughed at, strikes him as melancholy. And then there's a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. We must follow the leaders.
Oh, in every good thing.
Nay, do they any ill of these for the next journey?
Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero, and hath withdrawn her father to break with him. The ladies follow her, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are not you Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his heart. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, when he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus answer I to the name of Benedict, but hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio.
'Tis certain so. The prince moves for himself. Well, friendship is constant in all other things, save in the opposite affairs of love. Therefore, all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent, for beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melteth into blood. This is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, Hero.
And Claudio,
Yea, the same.
come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow, about your business, County. What fashion will you wear the garland of? About your neck like a usurer's chain, or under your arm like a lieutenant's scarf? You must wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
Will I wish him joy of her?
Well, that's spoken like an honest drover, so they sell bullocks. But did you think the prince would have served you thus?
Oh, I pray you leave me!
Oh, now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the Pope.
If it will not be, I'll leave you!
Oh, alas, poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. But that my Lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me, the prince is fool. Well, it may be that I go under that title because I am merry. Yea. But so I am apt to do myself wrong? I am not so reputed. It is the base, no bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged, as I may.
Ah, now, Signor, where's the Count? Did you see him?
Oh, troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here, as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. And I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace hath got the goodwill of the young lady, and I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod as being worthy to be whipped.
Whoop-ha!
To be whipped? What's his fault?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy who, being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
Well, they'll make a trust a transgression. The transgression is in the stealer.
Yet it had not been amiss the rod had been made, and the garland too, for the garland he may have worn himself, and the rod he may have bestowed upon you, who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest.
I do, but teach them to sing, and I will restore them to the owners.
Well, if their singing answer your saying, by my faith you say, honestly.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh. She misused me. Past the endurance of a block. An oak, but with one green leaf on it, would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester. That I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark, with a whole army just shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there would be no living near her. She would infect the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had left him before he transgressed. And she would have made... Just love to make the fire, too. Come, talk not of her. You shall find her. And in good apparel. I would to God some scholar would conjure her, for certainly while she is here, a man may live as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary, and people sit up on purpose because they would go thither. So indeed, all disquiet and horror and perturbation follows her.
Look, here she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the antipodes that you can devise to set me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you the length of Prester John's foot, fetch you a hair of the great Chan's beard, do you any embassage to the pygmies, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me.
None but to desire your good company.
Oh God, sir, here is a dish I love not, for I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of good Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it, a double heart for his single one. Mary, once before he won it of me with false dice. Therefore, your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought you Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
What? How now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count. Civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true, though all be sworn, if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I have broke with her father, and his good will obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy!
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and may all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count. 'Tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you, and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin. Or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let not him speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it, poor fool that keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord, for an alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world, but I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey-ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get thee one.
Oh, I would rather one of your fathers get it. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord. Unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to bear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you, for out of question you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord. My mother cried. But then there was a star that danced, and under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things that I told you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle. By your grace's pardon.
By my troth, a pleasant, spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then. For I've heard my daughter say she hath often dreamed of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord. If they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches. To love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just seven-night, and a time too brief too to have all things answer my mind.
Come, you shake the head at so long of breathing. But I warrant thee, Claudio, the time will not go dully by us. I will in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Senior Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give thee direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watches.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero.
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefullest husband that I know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of a noble strain, of approved valor and confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to humor your cousin, that she may fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your two helps, will so practice on Benedict that, in despite of his quick wit and queasy stomach, shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory will be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be mentionable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affections ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly.
How? I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to hear it.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
Life is in that to be the death of this marriage.
Voice of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation you mightily hold up to a contaminated stale, such as one is hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and kill Leonato. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them will I endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal, both as in love of your brother's honor, who hath made this match, and his friend's reputation, who is thus like to be cozened with the semblance of a maid, that you have discovered thus. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero, Here, Margaret, term me Claudio, and bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty, that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Furthest to what adverse issue it can, I will put it in practice. Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is $1,000.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I will presently go learn their day of marriage.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music in him but the drum and the fife. And now, would he rather hear the tabor and the pipe? I have known what, 10 miles afoot just to see a good armor. Now will he lie 10 nights awake carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was one plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. Now is he turned orthography. His words, are a very fantastical banquet. Just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but that love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it. Till he have made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's her. Wise, or I'll not. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. My oath, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician. And her hair shall be, of whatever color it please God. The prince and miss your love, I'll hide me in the arbor.
Come, we shall hear this music.
Yea, my good lord. How still the evening is. As hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
See where Benedict hath hid himself.
Very well. The music ended. We'll fit the kid fox with the pennyworth.
Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song again.
Oh, good my lord, tax not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once.
It is a witness still of excellency to put a strange face on his own perfection. I pray thee sing and let me woo no more.
Because you talk of wooing, I will sing. Since many a wooer doth commence his suit to her he thinks not worthy. Yet he woos, yet will he swear he loves.
Nay, I pray thee come, and if thou wilt hold longer argument, do it in notes.
Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that's worth the noting.
Why, these are very crotchets that he speaks. Notes, forsooth, and nothing.
Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more, men were deceivers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore, to one thing constant never. Then sign up so, but let them go and be you blithe and money, converting all your sounds of woe into hey naughty naughty. Sing no more ditties, sing no more of dumps so dull and heavy. The fault of men was ever so since summer first was levied. Sign up so, but let them go and be you blind and money, converting all your sounds of woo into a naughty naughty.
song.
An ill singer, my lord.
Ah, no, Faith. Thou singest well enough for a shift.
And he had been a dog that had howled thus, they would have hanged him.
Yea, Mary, dost thou hear, Balthazar? I pray thee, get us some excellent music. For tomorrow night we will have it at the Lady Hero's chamber window.
The best I can, my lord.
Do so. Farewell. Come hither, Leonardo. What was it you told me of today? That your niece, Beatrice, was in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, aye! Stock on, the foul sits. I did never think that lady would love any man.
No, nor I either. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Senior Benedict, whom she hath with all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Sits the wind in that corner?
I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she don't pretend to say.
Hey, like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit. There never was counterfeit of passion. The life of passion as she discovers it. What effects of passion is she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? What effects? She will, sit. She will sit. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How, I pray you? You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
Yeah, I would have thought it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
I should think this a gull, but that the white-bearded fellow speaks it, knavery cannot sure hide itself in such reverence.
He attained the infection, hold it up.
Has she made her affections known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
It is true indeed, so your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that have so often countered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
Oh, this is she now. She's beginning to write to him. For she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she has writ a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
And now you talk of a sheet of paper, I remember a pretty jest that your daughter told us of.
Oh, when she had writ it and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheets. She tore the paper into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write upon that she knew it from her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for I should flout him if he writ to me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
And then down on her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
She doth indeed, my daughter says so, and the ecstasy hath so much overborne her that my daughter is sometimes afeard she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
It were good that Benedict knew of this by some other, if she would not discover it.
To what end? He would but make a sport of it, and torment that poor lady worse.
And he would. It's an alms to hang him. She's an excellent, sweet lady, and of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
Oh, and everything but loving Benedict.
Oh, Lord, wisdom and blood combating in so tender a body, we have 10 proofs to 1 that blood hath the victory. I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I would she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have doffed all other respects and made her half myself. I pray thee, tell Benedict of this, and hear what he will say.
Word good, thank you.
Hero thinks that she will die. For she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she makes her love known, and she will die if he woo her rather than she bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it, for the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
Oh, he hath indeed a good outward happiness.
Before God, and in my mind very wise.
Oh, he doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
Oh, as Hector, I assure you. And in the managing of quarrels, you may say he is wise, for either he avoids them with great discretion, or undertakes them with the most Christian-like fear.
If he do fear God, he must necessarily keep peace. If he break the peace, he must enter into a quarrel with fear and trembling.
Oh, and so will he do, for the man doth fear God. Howsoever, it seems not in him by some large jests that he will make. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedict and tell him of her love?
No, never tell him, my lord.
Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we'll hear further of it by your daughter, then. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well, and would wish that he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If he do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let the same net be spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewomen carry. The sport will be when they hold one an opinion of another's dotage and no such matter. That is the scene that I would see, which would be merely a dumb show. Let us send her to call him in to dinner.
This can be no trick. The culprits was sadly born. They have the proof of this from Hero. They seem, well, pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me. Why, it must be requited. Oh, I hear how I'm censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her, and they say, too, she would rather die than show any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that can hear their detractions and put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth, I can bear the witness, and virtuous. 'Tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise, well, but for loving me. My troth is no great addition to her wit, nor no great argument to her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may by chance have some odd quirks, or remnants of wit broken over me, because I have so long railed against marriage, but doth not the appetite alter? The man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled! When I said I would die a bachelor, I did never think I would live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice now. By this day she is a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message.
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point and choke a doll withal. You have no stomach, senor? Farewell.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. Well, that's as good as to say, any pains that I take for you is as easy as thanks.
Aww.
I do not take pity on the lady. I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a fool.
Good Margaret, run me to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the Prince of Sawmill. Whisper must only be of Benedick. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin. Look where Beatrice like a lapwing runs close by the ground near our conference.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with her golden oars a silver stream, and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice, who even now is couched in the woodbine coverture. Fear you not my part of the dialogue.
And go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait that we lay for it. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they love Benedick, to wrestle with affection, but never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on. And her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so, and therefore certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she'll make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man, how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward. If barefaced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. With beard, why, nature, drawing of an antic, made a foul blot. If tall, a lance ill-headed. If low, an agate very vilely cut. If speaking, why, a vein blown with all the winds. If silent, why, a block moved with none. And so turns she every man the wrong way out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, sure. Such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is, and not to be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedick, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It be a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passions. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much of true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man of Italy. Always excepted my dear Claudio.
I pray you, be not angry with me, speaking my fancy. Signor Benedick, for shape, for bearing, argument, and valor, goes foremost in report through Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day. Tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me with.
She's blind, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by halves. Some cupids kill with arrows, some with traps.
true? Stand I condemned of pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the backs of such. And Benedict, love on, I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our lives up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reportingly.
I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, and then go I towards Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be as great a soil at the new gloss of your marriage, as to show a child his new coat, and forbid him to wear it. No, I'll only be bold with Benedict for his company. For, from the crown of his head to the sole of his feet, he is all mirth. He hath twice or thrice cut Cupid's bowstring, little hangman dare not shoot at him. He has a heart as sound as a bell, and his tongue is the clapper, for what his heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant. There is no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
No, you must draw it first, and then hang it afterwards.
What? Sigh for the toothache.
Where is but a humor or a worm?
Well, everyone can master a grief, but he that has it.
Yet say I, he is in love.
There is no appearance of fancy in him, unless it be a fancy he hath to strange disguises, as to be a Frenchman today, or a Dutchman tomorrow, or in the shape of two countries at once, as a German from the waist downward, all Slavs, or a Spaniard from the hip upward, no doublet. Unless there be a fancy to the foolery, as it appears he hath, he is no fool for the fancy, as you would have it appear he is.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. He brushes his hat in the morning. What should that bode?
Hath any man seen but the barbers?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him.
Indeed, he looks younger than he did.
Nay, he rubs himself with civet. Can you smell him out by that?
That's as much to say. The sweet youth's in love.
The greatest note of it is in his melancholy.
And when does he want to wash his face?
Yea, or to paint himself, for the which I hear what they say of him.
Nay, and his jesting spirit, which is now crept into a lute string, and now governed by songs.
That tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude, he is in love.
Nay, I know who loves him.
I know too, I warrant thee, one that knows him not.
And his ill conditions, and in despite of all, dies for him.
She will be buried with her face upwards.
Yet is this no charm for the toothache. Old senor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their part with Beatrice. And now the two bears will not bite one another when they meet. My lord and brother, God save you.
Good evening, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you. Yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that when he knows what I know. If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it. You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I now will manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart, I hope to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely suit ill spent and labor ill bestowed.
Why, what's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumstance shortened, for she has been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who?
Hero. Even she, Leonato's hero, your hero. Every man's hero.
Disloyal.
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I can say she were worse. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warned. If you will go with me tonight, you shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight why I should not marry, tomorrow in the congregation where I should wed, there will I shame her.
As I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no further till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly, but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
O day untowardly turned.
Mischief strangely thwarting.
Plague right well prevented. So will you say when you have seen the secret.
Are you good men and true? Yea, your wrestle were pity, but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they had any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
Hugh O'Cake, sir, or George Seacole, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacole. God hath blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored man comes by fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have. I knew it would be your answer. Well, for your favour, sir, give God thanks and make no boast of it. And for your writing and reading, let that appear when you have no need for such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You are to comprehend all vagrant men and bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Why then, make no boat to him, let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
It is true, and you are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You are to make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We would rather sleep than talk. We know it belongs to a watch.
You speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your bills be not stolen. Well, you ought to call at all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk, get them to bed.
How they will not.
Why then, wait until they are sober. If they make you then not the better answer, you may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir.
Oh, if you meet a thief, you may suspect him, by virtue of your office, to be no true man. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle and make with them, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may. But I think they that touch pitch will be defiled. The more peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
You've always been called a merciful man, partner.
True. I would not hang a dog by my name, much more a man who hath any honesty in him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call it to the nurse and bid her still it.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Why then, depart in peace and let the child wake her with crying. For the eunuch will not hear a lamb when he bars, will never answer a calf when he bleats.
It is very true.
This is the end of the charge. You are to present the prince's own person. Mary, if you meet the prince in the night, you may stay here.
Nay, by your lady, that I think he cannot.
5 shillings to 1 on it. With any man that knows the statutes, he may stay here. Marry not without the prince be willing, for the watch ought to offend no man, and it is offence to stay a man against his will.
By your lady, I think it be so.
Ha! Well, masters, good night. And if any matter of weight chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsels, and your own. Come, neighbour.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us sit upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
One word more, honest neighbours. I pray you keep a watch round Signor Leonato's door. The wedding being there tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu, be vigilant, I beseech you.
What, Conrad, east or not?
Conrad, I said.
Hear me, I'm at thy elbow.
That's my elbow witched. I thought there would have scabbed fallen.
And I'll owe thee an answer for that. And now forward with thy tale.
Stand thee close then under this penthouse. For drizzles rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Therefore know that I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Possible that any villainy should be so dear.
I shouldst rather ask if it were possible that any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what price they will.
Must I wonder at it?
That shows thou art unconfirmed. Thou knowest that the fashion of a doublet, or a hat, or a cloak is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is apparel.
I mean the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
Push, I may as well say the fool's the fool. But seest thou not what a deformed thief this fashion is?
I know that deformed. He has been a vile thief this 7 year. He goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Is thou not here, somebody?
No, 'twas a bait on the house.
Seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is? How giddily he turns about all the hot bloods between 14 and 5 and 30. Sometimes fashioning them like the Pharaoh's soldiers in the Ricci painting. Sometimes like God Baal's priests in the old church window. Sometimes like the shaven Hercules in the smirched worm-eaten tapestry, where his codpiece seems as massy as his club.
All this I see. And I see that the fashion wears up more apparel than man. But I wonder how giddy with the fashion too. Though it shifted from thy tale into telling me of the fashion.
Not so, neither, but know that tonight I wooed Margaret, the Lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans me out at her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. Well, I tell this tale mildly. I should first tell thee how the Prince Claudio and my master, planted and placed and possessed by my master Don John, saw far off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
I thought Margaret was Hero.
2 of them did, the Prince and Claudio. But the devil my master knew she was Margaret. Partly by his oaths, which first possessed them, partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that Don John had made. Away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her as appointed next morning at the temple, and there before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw overnight, and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name! Stand!
Call up the rank master constable. Recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
And one deformed is one of them. I know him. He wears a lock.
Masters! Masters!
You'll be made for by warrant you.
Masters, never speak! You must obey me to go with you!
We are like to prove a goodly commodity, being taken up with these men's bills.
Commodity in question, I warrant you. Count will obey you.
the other rabato were better.
No, pray me, good Meg, I'll wear this.
By my troth, it's not so good. And I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
I like the new tire within excellently, if the hair were a thought browner. And the gown's a most rare fashion in faith. I saw the Duchess of Milan's gown that they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
Well, 'tis but a nightgown in respect of yours. Cloth of gold and cuts, laced with silver, set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, and brown underborn with bluish tinsel. But for a fine, quaint, graceful, and most excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 on it.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Boy upon me, art not ashamed.
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably. Is not marriage honorable in a bed? And is not your lord honorable without marriage? I think you would have me say, saving my reverence a husband. And bad thinking do not rest true speaking. I'll offend no one. Is there any problem with the heavier for a husband? None, I think. And it be the right husband and the right wife, else it be light and not heavy. Ask my lady Beatrice else, here she comes.
Good morrow, cuz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
How now, do you speak in a sick tune?
I am out of all other tune, methinks.
Claps into light of love. That one goes without a burden. Do you sing it and I'll dance it?
Light of love with your heels. Then, if your husband have stables enough, you'll see he shall lack no barns.
Oh, illegitimate construction. I'll score that with my heels.
'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceeding ill. Hey-ho!
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband.
Oh, for the letter that begins them all. H.
Well, and you be not turned Turk. There's no more sailing by the stars.
What means the fool trow?
Nothing, but God give everyone their heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me. They are an excellent perfume.
I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maid and stuffed. There is goodly catching of a cold.
God help me, God help me. How long have you professed apprehension?
Ever since you left it. Does not my wit become me rarely?
It is not seen enough. You should wear it in your cap. By my troth, I am sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cardis Benedictus. And lay it to thy heart. It is the only thing for qualm.
There thou prickst her with a thistle.
Benedictus. Why, Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? No. By my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think, perhaps, that I think you are in love. Nay, by Our Lady, I am not such a fool as to think what I list, nor indeed not list what I think, nor think I not, least I think my heart out of thinking that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you could be in love. Yet, Benedict was another. He swore he would never marry. Now, in spite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted, I know not, but methinks that you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this by tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, Senior Benedict, Don John, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Help to dress me, good cuz, good Meg and Ursula.
time with me?
Marry, this is side to do for this, sir.
What is it, my good friends?
Goodman Burgess, sir, speaks a little off the matter. He's an old man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as, God willing, I would desire they were, but in faith, as honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I'm as honest as any man living that is an old man and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous, panabrous, neighbor Burgess.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
It pleases your worship to say so, but we are the poor Duke's officers. But truly, for my part, if I were as tedious as a king, I would find in my heart to bestow it all of your worship.
All thy tediousness on me, eh?
Yea, and 'twere 1,000 more than 'tis, for I hear as good explanation of your worship as any man in the city, and though I be but a poor man, I am glad to hear it.
And so am I.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, had taken a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
A good old man, he will be talking, and as they say, when the age is in, the wit is out, and God save us, it is a world to see. Well said in faith, neighbor Burgess. Well, God's a good man, and 2 men ride of a horse, 1 must ride behind. An honest soul in faith, sir, by my truth he is as any that broke bread, but God is to be worshipped. All men are not alike, alas, good neighbor.
Indeed, neighbor, he comes too short of you.
Gifts God gives.
I must leave you.
1 word more, sir. A watch tonight hath comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be sufficient.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
Go, good partner, go. Get you to young Francis Seacorn. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn and meet us at the jail. We are to examination these men.
We must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I warrant you. Here's that shall drive some of them to a non-com. Get the learned writer to send down our excommunication and meet me at the jail!
Come, Friar Francis. Be brief. Only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her, friar. You come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count.
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any hero?
None, my lords.
Know you any, Count?
I dare make his answer. None.
What men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do not knowing what they do.
Now, interjections. Why then some be laughing?
Stand me by, friars. Will you, with free and unconstrained soul, give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold, how like a maid she blushes here. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Comes not this blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all you that saw that she was a maid by these exterior shows? What do you mean? She is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. This blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married. Not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you in your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
I know what you will say.
I
had known her, you will say she did embrace me as a husband, and so extenuate the forehand sin. No, Leonardo, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Oh, out on me seeming. I will write against it. You seem to me like Diana in her orb, as chaste as is the bud ere it be blown. But you're more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wise?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that have gone about to link my dear friend with a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
Leonardo, stand I here. Is this the prince? Is this the prince's brother? Is this face Hero's? Are our eyes our own?
All this is so, my lord, but what of this?
Let me but move one question to your daughter. And by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I pray thee do so, as thou art my child.
Oh God, defend me! How am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero? Who could blot that name with any just reproach?
Mary, that can Hero. Hero itself can blot out Hero's virtues. What man was he? Talked with you yesternight out at your window betwixt 12 and 1. Now if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then, are you no maiden? Leonardo, I am sorry you must hear, but on my honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her at the hour last night, talk with the ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed most, like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, my lord. They are not to be named, not to be spoke of. There is not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
O Hero, what a hero hadst thou been, if half thy outward graces were placed about the thoughts and counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Well, thou pure impiety and impious purity. For thee I'll lock up all the gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm. And never shall it more be gracious.
Hath no man's dagger here a point for me?
How now, Hero? Wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go.
Hero.
These things come thus to light, smother her spirits up.
How about the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, Uncle! Hero, why Hero? Uncle! Senior Benedict, Friar!
O fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
Oh, how now, cousin Hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Oh, do not live, Hero. Do not ope thine eyes. For did I think thou wouldst not quickly die? Thought I thy spirits were stronger than thy shames, myself would on the rearward of reproaches strike at thy life. Oh, grieved I had but one. Chid I for that, at frugal nature's frame? One too much by thee. Why had I one? Why ever wast thou lovely in my eyes? Why had I not with charitable hand took up a beggar's issue at my gates, who smirched thus, admired with infamy? I might have said, no part of it is mine. This shame derives itself from unknown loins. But mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine I was proud of, and mine so much that I myself was to myself, not mine, valuing of her. Why, she, oh, she is fallen into a pit of ink that the wide sea hath drops too few to wash her clean again, and salt too little which may season give to her foul, tainted flesh.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I am so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. But until last night, I had this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed! Confirmed! Oh, that is stronger maid that was before barred up with ribs of iron. Would the two princes lie? And Claudio lie, who loved her so that speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears. Hence from her. Let her die.
Hear me a little, for I've only silent been so long, and given way unto this course of fortune, by noting of the lady. I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face, 1,000 innocent shames and angel whiteness beat away those blushes, and in her eye there hath appeared a fire, to burn the errors that these princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool, trust not my reading, nor my observations, which with experimental seal doth warrant the tenor of my book. Trust not my age, my reverence, calling, nor divinity. If this sweet lady lie not guiltless here under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace that she hath left is that she will not add to her damnation a sin of perjury. She not denies it. Why seekest thou then to cover with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive than maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. My father, prove you that any man with me conversed at hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained the change of words with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprison in the princes.
2 of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdom's be misled in this, the practice of it lies with John the Bastard, whose spirit is framed in villainies.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, this house shall turn her. And if they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it. Time hath not yet so dried this blood of mine, nor age so ate up my invention, nor fortune made such havoc of my means, nor my bad life reft me so much of friends, but they shall find, awaked in such a kind, both strength of limb and policy of mind, ability and means, and choice of friends, to quit me of them thoroughly.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the princes left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on your family's own monument hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Mary, this well carried shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. That is so good. But not for that dream I on this strange course, but on this travail look for greater birth. She died, as it must be so maintained, upon the instant that she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. For it so falls out that what we have, we prize not to the worth whilst we enjoy it. But being lacked and lost, why then we lack the value. then we find the virtue that possession would not show us whiles it was ours. So will a fair reply him. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination, and every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in more precious habit, more moving, delicate, and full of life, into the eye and prospect of his soul, than when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn, if ever love had interest in his liver, and wish he had not so accused her. No, though he thought his accusation true. Let this be so, and doubt not but success will fashion the event in better shape than I can lay it down if I can. But if all aim but this be love false, the supposition of the lady's death will quench the wonder of her infamy. And if it sort not well, you may conceal her, as best befits her wounded reputation, in some reclusive and religious life, out of all eyes, tongues, minds, and injuries.
Signor Leonardo, let the friar advise you. And though you know my inwardness in love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet, by mine honor, I will deal in this as secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Presently away, for to strange sores, strangely they strain the cure. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day perhaps is but for long. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason, I do it freely.
I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say that I loved nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear by it and eat it.
Oh, I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says, I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest, I love thee.
Oh, why then, God forgive me.
Oh, what offense, sweet Beatrice.
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
I do it with all my heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Oh, tarry, good Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
Oh, we'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man for his sake. What? Bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated
unmitigated rancor. Oh God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out of the window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties. Surely a princely testimony, a goodly count, Count Comfort. Oh, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had any friend who would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valor into compliment. Men are only turned into tongues, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules, who only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Oh, tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you, in your soul, the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so, farewell.
To examine. But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, marry, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Baracchio.
Pray write down Baracchio. And yours, Sirrah?
I am a gentleman, sir. My name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yes, sir, we know.
Oh, write down that they hope they serve God, but write God first, for God defend, and God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proven already that you are little better than false knaves, and will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
What a marvelous witty fellow, I assure you. But I will go about with him. Come you hither, Sirrah. A word in your ear. I say to you, you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Well, stand aside. For God, they are both in a tale. You write down that they are wrong.
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Yea, marry, that is the eftest way. Have the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name. Accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. That is in fact perjury to call the prince's brother villain.
Master Constable.
I pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like my look, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
That burglary is other was committed. That's what it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean upon his word to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and to not marry her.
Villain! Thou will be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more Master masters than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner accused, and upon the grief of this, suddenly died. Master Constable, have these men bound and brought to Leonado's. I will go before and show him their examination.
Now let them be opinions.
Let me in the head.
Oh, spy, like where the sexton? Have him right down the prince's office at Constable. Oh, mind! Oh, thou naughty Dorless! Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, then ye were here to write me down an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it not be written down, forget not that I am an ass. Villain! Thou art full of piety, as shall be proven upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and, which is more, an officer, and which is more, a householder, and which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any in Messina, and one that knows the law, go to, a rich fellow enough, go to, and one that hath losses, go to, one that hath 2 gowns, and everything handsome about him, bring him away, oh, that I even take down an ass.
You go on thus, you'll kill yourself. 'Tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee, cease thy counsel, which falls into my ears as profitless as water in a sieve. Give not me counsel, nor let no comforter delight mine ear, but such a one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience. Measure his woe the length and breadth of mine, and let it answer every strain for strain, as thus for thus, and such a grief for such, in every lineament, branch, shape, and form. Ah, if such a one will smile and stroke his beard, bid sorrow wag, cry hen when he should groan, patch grief with proverbs, make misfortune drunk with candle wasters, bring him yet to me, and I of him will gather patience. But there is no such man. For brother, men can counsel and comfort that grief which they themselves not feel, but tasting it, turns their counsel into passion, which before would give perceptial medicine to rage, fetter strong madness in a silken thread, charm ache with air, and agony with words. No, no. 'Tis all men's office to speak patience to those that wring under the load of sorrow, but no man's virtue nor sufficiency to be so moral, when he shall endure the like himself. Therefore give me no counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
Therein do men from children nothing differ.
I bring thee peace. I will be flesh and blood. For there was never yet philosopher that could endure the toothache patiently, however they ripped the style of gods and made a push at chance and sufferance.
Yet bend not all harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speakest reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know. And so shall the prince and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Comes the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good evening, good evening. Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonardo.
Ah, some haste, my lords. Well, fare you well, my lords. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Marry, thou dost wrong me. Thou dissembler, thou, nay. Never lay thy hand upon a sword. I fear thee not.
Oh, Mary, beshrew my hand if it should give your age such cause to fear.
In faith, my hand had nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man, never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a daughter, nor a fool is under privilege of age to brag what I have done, being young, or what would do, were I not old. No, Claudio, to thy head. Thou hast so wronged my innocent child and me, that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruise of many days, do challenge thee to trial of a man. I say, thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors, in a tomb where never scandal slept, save this of hers, framed by thy villainy.
Oh, my villainy!
Thine, Claudio. Thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, my lord. I'll prove it on his body if he dare. Despite his nice fence and his active practice, his neigh of youth and his bloom of lusty.
Go away! I will not have to do with you.
Ha! Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou killest me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
He shall kill two of us. And men indeed. But that's no matter. I'll kill one first. With me and where me. Let him answer me. Come, sir boy, come follow me, sir boy. I'll whip thee from thy pointing fence. Nays, I am a gentleman, I will.
Brother,
content yourself. God knows I love my niece. She is dead. Slandered to death by villains that dare as well answer a man. Indeed, as I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, apes, braggarts, jacks, milksops.
Brother Anthony.
Hold you content. What man? I know them, gay, and what they weigh, even to the utmost scruple, scandal, outfacing, fashion-monging boys that lie and cog and flout, to brave and slander, go antically and show outward hideousness, then speak off half a dozen dangerous words, how they might hurt their enemy, if they durst. And this is all.
But Brother Anthony.
Ah, come. 'Tis no matter. Not you meddle. Let me deal in this.
Gentlemen, both, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord, my lord.
I will not hear you.
No. Come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shall. Or some of us will smart for it.
Ah, CC. Here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, Signor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, Signor. You are almost come to part, almost a fray.
We had like to have our two noses snapped off by two old men without teeth.
But Leonardo and his brother. What thinkest thou? Had we fought them, I doubt we should have been too young for them.
In a false quarrel, there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy, and would fain have it beaten away. Come, will I use thy wits?
It's in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wit by thy side?
Nay, though very many have been beside their wits, we bid you draw as we do the minstrels. Draw to pleasure us.
As I'm an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
What? Courage, man! What though care has killed a cat, Thou is metal enough in thee to kill care?
Sir, I shall meet your wit in the careering you charge it against me. I pray you, choose another subject.
Nay then, choose another staff. The last was broke cross.
By this light, he changes more and more. I think he'd be angry indeed.
Well, if he be, he knows how to turn his girdle.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge, eh?
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good, how you dare, when you dare, and with what you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you. Just and virtuous in anything that I do, no like her.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, the plaintiff, the offender, did call me an ass. I beseech you remember that in his punishment. Also, the watch did hear them talk of one deformed. They say he wears a key in his ear and a lock hanging by it, and borrows money in God's name, and hath used for so long, and never paid, that now men grow hard-hearted and will lend nothing for God's sake. I beg you examine on that point.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverent youth, and I praise God for you.
There's for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Now go. I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave a most arrant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God save your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart. And if ever a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come,
Until tomorrow morning, lords, farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight, I'll mourn with Hero.
Bring you these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret how her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
Pray thee, sweet Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hands by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Wilt you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
So high a style, Margaret, that no man living shall come over it. For in most comely truth thou deservest it.
To have no man come over me? Why? Shall I always keep below stairs?
Thy wit is as quick as the greyhound's mouth, it catches.
And yours as blunt as a fencer's foil, which hits, but hurts not.
A most manly wit, Margaret, will not hurt a woman. And so I pray thee, call Beatrice, I give thee the bucklers.
Give us the swords. We have bucklers of our own.
If you use them, you must put in the pikes with a vice, and they are dangerous weapons for maids.
Well, I will call Beatrice to you, whom I think hath legs.
And therefore will come. The God of love that sits above and knows me, how pitiful I deserve I mean in singing, but in loving. Leander, the good swimmer, Troilus, the first employer of Pander, and a whole book full of these quondam carpetmongers whose names yet run smooth in the even road of blank verse. Why, they were never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. I can find no rhyme for lady, But, baby, an innocent rhyme. For scorn, with a horn, a hard rhyme. For school, fool, ugh, a babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor can I woo in festival terms. Lady wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yes. And depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken. Very well now. But ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Oh, foul words is but foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast righted the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I will tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I will shortly hear from him, or I must subscribe him a coward. And now, tell me, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For all of them together, which maintained so politic a state of evil, they would admit no good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love. A good epithet. I do suffer love, indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart. If you spite it for my sake, I'll spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to move peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. There's not one wise man in 20 that will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, that lived in the time of good neighbors. If a man do not erect his own tomb in this age, ere he dies, he will live no longer in a monument, then the bell rings and the widow weeps.
And how long is that, think you?
Oh, question. Why, an hour in clamor and a quarter in room. Therefore, it is most expedient for the wise, if Don Worm, his conscience, should show no impediment to the contrary, to be the trumpet of his own virtues, as I am to myself. And so much for praising myself, who, I myself will bear witness, is praiseworthy. And now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. There will I leave you too, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle, yonder's old coil at home. It is proved my lady hero hath been falsely accused, the prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John is the author of all who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you come hear this news, senor?
I will live in your heart, die in your lap, and be buried in your eyes. And moreover, I will go with you to thy
Is this the monument of Leonardo?
It is, my lord.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death, girded of her wrongs, gives her fame which never dies. The life that died in shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hang thou there upon this tomb, praising her while I am dumb. Now music, sound, and sing your solemn hymn.
Assist our
Yearly will I do this right.
Good morrow, masters. Put your torches out. The wolves have preyed, and look. The gentle day before the wheels of Phoebus roundabout dapples the drowsy east with spots of gray. Thanks to you all, leave us be. Fare thee well.
Good morrow, masters. Each his several way.
Come, let us hence and put on other weeds, and to Leonato's we will go.
And Hymen now with luckier issue speeds. And this for whom we rendered up this woe.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So were the Prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you heard debated. But Margaret was in some fault for this, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of all the question.
Well, I'm glad that all things sort so well.
Oh, so am I, being else by faith enforced to call a young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and gentlewomen all, withdraw into a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither masked. Prince and Claudio promised by this hour to visit me. You know your office, brother. You must be father to your brother's daughter and give her to young Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Good friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, senor?
To bind me, or to undo me, one of them. Senor Leonato, truth it is, good senor, your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
And I my daughter lent her, 'tis most true.
And I do with an eye of love requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio and the Prince. But, what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is your goodwill may stand with ours this day to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage, in which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your lady.
And my help. Here comes the Prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter?
I'll hold my mind where she is shrewd.
Call her forth, brother. Here's the friar ready.
Good morrow, Benedict. Why, what's the matter that you have such a February face, so full of frost of storm and cloudiness?
I think he thinks upon the savage bull. Tush, fear not, man. We'll tip thy horns with gold, and all Europa shall rejoice at thee, as once Europa did at lusty Jove, when he would play the noble beast in love.
Well, bold Jove, sir, had an amiable low, and some such strange bull left your father's cow, and got himself a calf in that same noble feat, much like to you, for you have just his bleat.
For this I owe you. Here come other reckonings. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
The same as she, and I do give you her.
Well, then she's mine. Sweet. Let me see her face?
No, you shall not, till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
I am your husband, if you like me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero? The hero that is dead?
She died, my lord, but whiles her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify. When after that the holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely a fair hero's death. Meantime, let wonder seem familiar. Into the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair friar, which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not not you love me?
No. No more than reason.
Why, then, your uncle and the prince and Claudio are much deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth. No. More than reason.
Why then my cousin Margaret and Ursula are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me.
No, truly. But in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin. I'm sure you love the gentleman.
I'll be sworn that he loves her, for here's a paper, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And another, written in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee. But by this light, I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth.
What sayest thou, Benedict, the married man?
I tell thee what, Prince. A college of witcrackers cannot float me out of my humor. Dost thou think I care for a satire or an epigram? No. If a man will be beaten with brains, he shall wear nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it. And therefore, never flout at me for what I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion. For my part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin.
Well, I well hope thou wouldst deny, Beatrice, that I might have cudgelled thee out of thy single life to make thee a double dealer, which out of question thou wilt be, if my cousin do not look exceedingly narrowly to thee.
Come, come. We are friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, that we might light our own hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterward.
First, by my word, therefore play, music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife.